सिलिगुडीको सालबारीमा फुटहिल नोट्सद्वारा प्रत्येक वर्ष साहित्य सम्मेलनको आयोजना गर्ने गर्छ। विशेष गरी नर्थ इस्टको साहित्यकारहरूलाई मञ्च प्रदान गर्ने हेतुले सुरु गरिएको साहित्य सम्मेलनको तेस्रो सिजन पनि समाप्त भएको छ। सम्मेलनमा अङ्ग्रेजी अनि नेपाली भाषामा साहित्यकारहरूले आफ्नो प्रस्तुति दिएका थिए भने विशेष रूपले युवा लेखक अनि निर्देशक विवेक राईलाई पनि निमन्त्रणा दिएका थिए।
Must get my shorts ready. Lest We Forget is the name of the poem that I wrote, and it is in memory of people, well, of my forefathers at least. They had been short men from the mountains. Now their bones whittled clean by desert winds, they are one with the shifting dunes, at one with desert sand. They were short men from the mountains, fallen and mulched in the jungle heat, at one now with the foliage, the fern, the rubber trees. They had been short men from the mountains with curved blades and a singular loyalty to a house called Windsor, very far away. For they had partaken of their salt and sworn an oath on a cross of a saint called George. And they were short men from the mountains whose gallantry sprung from the gratitude, for they had partaken of the salt, sworn an oath taken on a flag of a country they did not know, and a king and a queen they had only seen in photographs. And they fought, devoid of fear, because of the nobility of that bond, no less heroic than those that fought in Troy, without the guile of a wooden horse. They had been short men from the mountains that missed their women, the smell of wood fire in their kitchens, the quiet cool of thin air, the goat pathways between the terraced paddy fields where their children fished and played, the songs of the mist soft in their ears.
भयो है फेरि बाबा र आमा अति नै खुसी। ग्यासैको चुल्हा बिजुली बत्ती खर्दैन मेरो छोरी चुलैमा। कलम कापी च्यापी सस्तो छैन रहेछ है नानी, बिक्री भयो आफ्नो सानो कोठेबारी। कति छिटो कति छिटो कति छिटो बित्यो है समय, कति छिटो बित्यो है समय। बाबा र आमा घरमा छन् एक्लै, बाबा र आमा घरमा छन् एक्लै। ए चाड र बाड कति रमाइलो गाउँ घर। नमस्ते बडा, नमस्ते बडी, सबै याद आउँछ नि। मागे है मेला बाबाले घुमाएको, आमैको सेलरोटी आहा झनै मिठो। बस्न बस्न त मन छैन यो परदेशैमा। बस्न बस्न त मन छैन यो परदेशैमा बाबा आमा रहर होइन कराइले छौँ यहाँ कराइले छौँ यहाँ कराइले छौँ यहाँ Thank you very much.
We have a filmmaker here. Filmmaker, you must be wondering why do we have a filmmaker? A filmmaker is a storyteller. And this literary meet this is where we want to break structures and break the way of how we think. So filmmakers are part of our group of storytellers, and therefore he is here. And his Lipstick Golai has released, many of you have already watched, and we are also going to have a special screening here sometime. So Vivek was born and brought up in Darjeeling. He has always had a soft corner for performing arts, right, theatre, since his school days, which led him to filmmaking. After obtaining a degree from Delhi University, he moved to Nepal, where he worked for a short time at an advertising agency. Later, he interned at an international NGO, CARE Nepal, which helped him secure a job at CARE India as a monitoring and evaluation officer. However, fate had a different route. So in 2016, he decided to become an independent filmmaker. He is a self-taught filmmaker and he says that he's continually trying to understand the nuances, still a learner, and that's how he puts himself. And he has made a number of films. His short films include And We Are Lost, To, The Bag, Shanti, O Darjeeling, and Death Certificate. How many of us have watched Death Certificate? Yes, I'm also one of them. And what compels people to tell stories? So this is your story. I would like to know when you decided to quit everything that you were doing and tell stories with films. And why did you choose films?
Okay, let me be honest. Sometimes we feel like, we want to scream at top of our lungs, saying like, F you God, F you father, F you mother, F you everyone. So, but you can't say it, right? So I chose films to pour out all my emotions, my questions, my certain philosophical inquiries. So, and film, I've been like, I'm in love with films since I was a child. So I chose this.
Wow, that's it. That's it. Just because he cannot give galis to his thing, he chose to. And you tell us how did you decide on the story to tell? Which story you chose, and you had Chimigurama Shanti from the story that that's based on this collection of short stories. So how did you go about it? You really looked for stories written by others, and that's really interesting. That I would like to know as my first question.
I don't really know the answer actually, but speaking of Shanti, actually, Chimi auntie was narrating the story to me, and it appealed to me because she glorifies a murder, and that's something captivates me, and it intrigues me. It questions our immoral codes. And interestingly, Sonam Sir is here. He narrated me a story during our phone conversation, and the name of the story is Death Certificate. So we didn't have a name quite yet, right, sir? So he just narrated me a interesting bureaucratic episode that he had with his car, and then he had a story to tell. So he narrated that story to me during our phone conversation, and again, it intrigued my I've been telling you, I mean, this moral, ethical dilemmas that we have, right? So that got me interested, and that I started working on that. So besides that, I mean, Lipstick Gola, if you if I want to talk about Lipstick Gola, I know there are certain
I'll
things
ask
that
you
I
about
actually
Lipstick
yes,
Gulai
sure,
a
sure,
little
sure.
later, because that's his latest film and we want to have know in more details. But I would like to tell you that Shanti won the Silver Egg Award for the second best film at the prestigious Kustendorf International Film and Music Festival held in Serbia last year. So that's quite something to make a film, tell a story, and get an award. A local topic, like say Shanti is also about us. It's a rural story. It's a very Darjeeling story. It's a very Hamro story, I know. How do you tell it to an international audience? Do you like, when I watched a film like Jetha, Kancha, and Maila, so when you are, but you're writing you're doing it for an international audience, and your craft, your style that you've picked up is like, what international directors are known for. How do you do that? Like, don't you find it really challenging? Like, how do I tell this story to a wider audience? How do I make them understand that this is what I'm, saying? This is what I mean.
That's a difficult question, but so how do I put it? There's a I like to believe the human emotions is universal.
Yeah.
Right? People from America, they feel jealous, they feel love or lack of love, envy, and all that. So it's like, there was an interesting study done by Charles Darwin, after, which is one of his least known work. He went around the world and took photographs of people, and he was studying the expression, of envy, jealousy, love, hate, and all that. So interestingly, what he found out that, hi Darwin, he found out that, the expression of love, hate, envy is similar, right? So when I put it in the screen, right, I like to be as sincere as possible. The love that I felt from my mother, or the I'm jealous of my brother, So and try put these emotions as sincerely as possible because I've learned it from my life experiences. So I think that's the trick of the trade.
Right, great. At some level, I think the basic human emotions are the same, and
Right.
and you're saying that these cultural nuances are not a big impediment.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, people in like Serbia, many people actually could connect with the story. They saw how if you've seen Shanti, where she scolds her child very crudely, not cruelly but crude in a very crude way. So and if you see the West, and they are actually teaching us how to rear our children, right? I mean, you cannot scold a child in America, right? But then, like, when I saw, when these people saw this, it's like, it's a huge difference, the way we bring up our child and they bring their child. So, but then, like, I would empathize the mother there also. They want to actually spank the child.
Yeah.
Actually, right? And then I think they could connect, these emotions.
I can't hit the child. But
Yeah.
I really wish I could do that, Indian mother. Yeah. Right. So at that level they can empathize. So they're
Right,
really
right.
not calling it child abuse because the mother understands.
Right.
Yeah. All right, that's great. So since you have the mic, I'll ask you the last and the third question because tell us about Lipstick Gulai.
Oh. Lipstick Gulai is a very personal story of mine. The character that you will see, and if you ever I'm sorry. Sorry. And if you ever watch the film, right, these people are like, they are, I picked up from the real characters, okay? I've been inspired by my cousins, my uncle, my aunts, right? And they're cribbing, their complaints about life generally. And how we see Roxy, right, as and like we deem it, right, and like if I give a bottle of Jack Daniels to Wangel sir or you, right? See, wait a minute. So what would you choose? A bottle of Roxy or a Jack Daniels? Yes. So these are the differences that I've just like juxtaposed Roxy and yes, Jack Daniels and Western ethos and Eastern ethos. So these are like the elements that are played with the
Yeah,
story.
I saw the promo and I saw there's a lot of Roxy conversation there, and yeah, it will be interesting. And we were supposed to have a screening tomorrow here, but there's been a tragedy at Vivek's. He's lost his uncle. His Boda, he passed away so earlier this morning, and he's been still kind enough to join us for it. Thank you very much, very much for that. It takes a lot of courage to come here and smile in this moment of grief. I especially thank you for that. And so we have put off the screening for some time, and the dates will be, and it's by invitation only. So if you want to get invited, please get in touch with the right people who's just walked in there. Lekha, thank you so much for giving us your time. You've been, and thank you very much for being here, all of you. It's been a great evening, and this is the second last event of Foothills Notes 3, and we now go on to our next event, which is a panel, which is a conversation with Esrin Kire. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
विशेष गरी म हजुरलाई स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु खरसाङ अनलाइन न्युजमा है यो क्याफे द ट्विन्सको हजुर ओनर पनि हुनुहुन्छ है फुटहिल नोट्सको सिजन 3 चलिरहेको छ तपाईँले नै कोअर्डिनेट गर्नुहुँदैछ है वाट इज फुटहिल नोट्स यो तपाईँले थोरै दर्शकहरूलाई अब यसले के कस्तो इभेन्ट्सहरू अर्गनाइज गर्छ है हाम्रो दर्शकहरूलाई जानकारी गराइदिनुहोस्
हजुर नमस्कार मेरो नाम लेखा हो एन्ड यो हाम्रो जो फुटहिल नोट्स यो हाम्रो एनुअल लिटरेरी मिट हो एनुअली हामीले एउटा लिटरेरी ग्यादरिङ गरिरहेको छ सो यो हाम्रो थर्ड सिजन हो सो द मेन पर्पस अफ दिस मिट इज टु गिभ अ प्लेटफर्म टु राइटर्स फ्रम द नर्थ इस्ट एन्ड द मोस्टली अब इस्टर्न हिमालयसलाई चाहिँ फोकस गरेर सो त्यसको लागि चाहिँ हामीले यो लिटरेरी मिट चाहिँ वी हेभ स्टार्टेड अर्गनाइजिङ इट सो इट्स बिन 3 years that we've been organizing this particular literary meet.
हजुरहरूको इभेन्टमा कहाँबाट चाहिँ पार्टिसिपेट गर्नु सकिन्छ
एभ्री इयर चाहिँ हामीले के गर्छ कि नर्थ इस्टबाट चाहिँ कतिजना राइटर्सहरू चाहिँ बोलाउँछ अन्त यो वर्ष चाहिँ नागाल्यान्डदेखि एकजना राइटर आउनुभएको छ उहाँको नाम चाहिँ इस्टरिन किरे हो अन्त 2 जना राइटर्स चाहिँ उहाँहरू मणिपुरको हुनुहुन्छ तर अहिले चाहिँ उहाँहरू शिलङमै बस्नुहुन्छ अन्त उहाँहरूको नाम चाहिँ हो रबिन ग्याङनम अन्त इबोहाल खेत्रीमयुङ भनेर उहाँ 2 जना पनि आउनु भएको छ सो मणिपुर र नागाल्यान्डदेखि चाहिँ 3 जना राइटर्स योपालि आउनु भएको छ अन्त उहाँहरूलाई बोलाएर चाहिँ यताको हाम्रो राइटर्सहरूसँग पनि लोकल राइटर्सहरूसँग पनि हामीले एउटा इन्टरेक्सन गर्नु लाइक वी वान्ट द्याट टु ह्यापन सो द्याट वुड हेल्प गिभ अ काइन्ड अफ एक्सपोजर टु आवर राइटर्स अल्सो सो द्याट इज अल्सो वान अफ द रिजन्स द्याट हामीले यो फुटहिल नोट्स गरिरहेको छ
र म्याम विशेष गरी है हाम्रो पहाडमा भनौँ दार्जिलिङ खरसाङ मिरिक कालिम्पोङ है धेरै नै लेखकहरू हुनुहुन्छ गायकहरू हुनुहुन्छ गायिकाहरू हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरूले हजुरहरूको यो जुन अर्गनाइज गर्नुभएको कार्यक्रम उहाँहरूलाई थाहा पनि नभएको हुनसक्छ कस्तो प्रकारले चाहिँ हजुरहरूलाई कन्ट्याक्ट गरेर उहाँहरू पनि पार्टिसिपेट गर्न सकिनेछ यो पनि भनिदिनुहोस्
ए हाम्रो त आज त हाम्रो लास्ट डे हो यो लिटरेरी मिटको तर अब इफ फ्युचरमा पनि उहाँहरू पार्टिसिपेट गर्नु चाहन्छ भने चाहिँ हाम्रो फेसबुक पेज छ है, क्याफे द ट्विन्स भनेर हाम्रो एउटा फेसबुक पेज छ, अनि हाम्रो एउटा इन्स्टाग्राम पेज पनि छ क्याफे द ट्विन्स 19 भनेर, अनि प्लस हाम्रो त्यहाँ कन्ट्याक्ट नम्बर पनि छ। सो त्यहाँबाट पनि हामीलाई कन्ट्याक्ट गरेर अन्त हाम्रो सोसियल मिडिया पेज पनि फलो गरेर उहाँहरूले चाहिँ यो हाम्रो प्रोग्राममा पार्टिसिपेट गर्नु उहाँहरूले फ्युचरमा गर्नु सक्नुहुन्छ पार्टिसिपेट। So, and it's a kind of inclusive space, right, for literature lovers, for writers, for poets, from all backgrounds, from all languages. होइन, it's not English मात्रै सीमित राखेको छैन हामीले होइन, योपालि हामीले निकै नेपाली राइटर्सहरूलाई पनि हामीले इन्भाइट गर्यो, अन्त एउटा खालको इन्टरेक्सन भयो बिट्विन नेपाली राइटर्स, इङ्ग्लिस राइटर्स। हाम्रो एउटा हिजो हाम्रो एउटा प्यानल डिस्कसन थियो बाल साहित्यमाथि, अन्त त्यहाँ हामीले प्रोफेसर कविता लामा उहाँलाई बोलाएको थिएँ, अन्त उहाँसँग चाहिँ डाक्टर अनुरिमा चन्दा, उहाँ चाहिँ चिल्ड्रेन्स राइटर हो। सो उहाँ बेसिकली इङ्ग्लिसमा लेख्नुहुन्छ, अन्त कविता लामा उहाँ चाहिँ नेपाली लिट्रेचरको हुनुहुन्छ। सो एउटा काइन्ड अफ बाइलिङ्गुअल इन्टरेक्सन भयो, अन्त त्यो दर्शकहरूले पनि पुरा मन पराउनु भयो। हजुर, त्यो खालके एउटा मिनिङफुल डिस्कसन भएको थियो हाम्रो हिजो। अरू पनि थुप्रो कार्यक्रमहरू थियो हिजो।
भनेपछि आज हजुरहरूको अन्तिम दिन है?
हजुर, आज
हजुरहरू चाहिँ इयरली गर्नुहुन्छ कि अथवा क्वार्टरली गर्नुहुन्छ?
हजुर, यो एनुअल हो हाम्रो चाहिँ, इयरली नै
गर्नुहुन्छ। भनेपछि नेक्स्ट इयर पनि यस्तो कार्यक्रम?
हजुर, नेक्स्ट इयर पनि।
भनेपछि हजुरहरूको कार्यक्रममा पार्टिसिपेट गर्नको लागि हो भने हजुरहरूले नोटिफिकेसन छोड्नुहुन्छ?
हजुर, हाम्रो जहिले यो प्रोग्रामको पनि हामीले अलमोस्ट 1 महिनादेखि चाहिँ हामीले यो फेसबुकमा इन्स्टाग्राममा हामीले पोस्ट गरिरहेको थियो सबै डिटेल्सहरू, अन्त त्यसरी गरिरहेको छ। हजुर,
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच म्याम।
थ्याङ्क यू फर द अपर्च्युनिटी।